System override. Does not compute.
Voice recognition authorized.
Hello everybody, welcome to the newest show of 5 by AI, and today we have some cool content. It's the top 5 horse players in the country. What is a horse player? A handicapper. I once told somebody I'm going to be handicapping horses that didn't know anything about horse racing, and they looked at me like I was nuts. But horse players are, people that bet on horse races, and they're betting cash and they're trying to win some money. And there's a lot of different ways to come out to the conclusion of the best horse player. There's your mythical $2 win place guys, then there's your cash guys, and then there's your guys that can do both and everything in between. But let's see what AI comes up with. And look, I'm going to piss somebody off. Maybe I'm going to make a few people happy, but it's my subjective opinion on who I think are the best players of my peers. Maybe I'm partial to some players that I've played against in some other tournaments, but before we get to all that, let's check out the video.
Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're diving deep into the thrilling world of horse racing. Forget the casual $5 bets. We're talking about the titans, the sharpshooters, the guys who turn betting slips into stacks of cash. These are the elite bettors and wagerers who dominate the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge and the National Horseplayers Championship. We're about to break down the top 5 horse players in the United States, the folks who can spot a long shot a mile away and turn a few bucks into a fortune. Let's get it on. At number 5, we've got Paul Matties, the man who conquered the National Horseplayers Championship back in 2016. Imagine the pressure, the lights, the sheer number of people watching your every move, and Matties nailed it. That's not luck, folks. That's skill, strategy, and maybe a little bit of intuition. This guy understands the game inside and out, from analyzing bloodlines to reading the subtle cues in a horse's gait. 2016 wasn't a fluke. It was the culmination of years of dedication and a deep understanding of the sport. Next at 4, we've got Jonathan Kinchin, a guy who's as charismatic as he is successful. Kinchin isn't just winning, he's doing it with style. He's got this infectious energy, this passion for the game that's impossible to ignore. But don't let the charm fool you. This guy's a stone-cold killer at the track. He's racked up multiple contest wins, consistently proving he's not afraid to take risks and come out on top. Kinchin isn't just playing the horses. He's playing the game, and he's playing it well. Now at 3, let's talk about Michael Baychok, the 2012 National Horseplayers Championship winner. This guy's got an analytical mind that would make a chess grandmaster jealous. Baychok approaches horse racing like a complex math problem, crunching numbers, analyzing data, and looking for those hidden edges that others miss. He understands that there's more to this game than just picking a pretty horse. It's about probabilities, odds, and making calculated decisions. And you know what? His approach is working. You can't talk about legendary horse players without mentioning David Gutfreund, also known as the Maven. This guy's a walking encyclopedia of horse racing knowledge. He's been around the block, seen it all, and come out on top more times than I can count. Gutfreund has this uncanny ability to dissect a race, identify the contenders, and predict the outcome with astonishing accuracy. He's not just betting on horses, he's betting on history, on bloodlines, on the very essence of the sport. Did I mention that he's a great poker player too? Last but not least, and at number 1, we have Ray Arsenault, the champion of the 2017 National Horseplayers Championship. This guy's a strategist, a master planner who approaches each race with a carefully crafted game plan. He's not just reacting to the odds, he's dictating the terms, using his knowledge and experience to outmaneuver the competition. Arsenault's win wasn't a fluke. It was a testament to his disciplined approach and his ability to stay one step ahead of the game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to like and subscribe for more content on horse racing and betting. We've covered some of the biggest names in the game, the guys who make betting on horses look like an art form. Who do you think is the best horse player in the United States? Let us know in the comments below.
Okay, guys. Well, that was an interesting list. I think the AI algorithm or whatever it is pretty much weighted the NHC pretty heavily. I respect every name on that list. Just looking at it, Paul Matisse, I remember the year he won. Him and his whole family are really good players from Saratoga area. Jonathan Kinchin, 2012 tour winner, I want to say, and I know I think he won the BCBC. Baychok, I was maybe a couple of tables away from him when he won the NHC in 2012. That was in the basement of the Treasure Island. We didn't have enough room for everybody in the ballroom. The format was slightly different. They didn't have an actual final table that year, but he did win $1 million. The Maven, great player, and we'll see if he's on my list or not. And Ray Arsenault, I don't know much about him. I know he did finish. He won the NHC one year. He did finish third another year. There's a lot of players that have done similar things. Jose Arias, first and second. Chris Littlemore, first and seventh. I believe even like Rich Nielsen has 2 top 10 finishes. A couple other guys, but the NHC, it's a grind, and it's hard to get in the top 10, but he's done it twice, so I will tip my cap, for that. But my top 5 list is going to be much different. There's one guy on the list that does make my top 5. Let's see what I got. All right, guys, let's check out my top 5 list of the best horse players in the country. So let's cash some tickets here. Now, again, guys, this is very subjective again, and this is my preference. I mean, you could change a lot of the guys that I mentioned on my honorable mention list around when I'm done with these guys, with the exception of maybe the top 2. But let's go down the list here. Number 1, I'm going to put Tony Zhao in there. I don't know Tony well. I've played in a few tournaments with him. He's done very well. He won the Hawthorne Invitational last year. He did win the 2022 Belmont Stakes Challenge. And, it was like a 6-figure score. He's won so many other tournaments. He's really good at the NHC, at online play for the $2 win place mythical. Or he's a really good cash player. So I wanted to put him there. He's a computer player too, from what I understand. And I'd like to rap with him more, just from seeing him from afar. And I decided to put him at 5th. Man, there's 2 other guys. I was conflicted with him and somebody else, but I ended up with Tony Zhao at number 5. Next on the list, guys, is the Maven, David Gutfriend. The Maven, I mean, I've known him for a long time, and I've seen him playing in these contests before he even knew who I was. He has, always been on the Chicago scene. There's a lot of great Chicago handicappers. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, he would have a show for the Old Sportsman Park. And I would have a VHS player, and I would videotape all of the replays from Sportsman Park for trip notes. Back then, 25, 30 years ago, we didn't have, what we have now. We're kind of spoiled as horse players in that regard. But I always thought he was smart in his insight to the game, and the way he talked about the sport, and the way horses get a trip or what have you. And I was just in awe of a lot of his play. Later on during his career, he did win the 2016 NHC tour, and that particular year, he didn't really even play in a lot of contests. He won, I believe, live events at Hawthorne, maybe a couple of them. He won at Losell, he won at Monmouth, and I want to throw another one in there. And not only did he, get points and cash, I think he won every one of these events, and it was a tear like I've never seen before. And he also finished. I think fifth. He made the final table of the NHC one year, and I know he's playing a lot of poker now and everything else, but he can come bite you in a horse contest when he's ready to play. And David Gutfriend for me is a top 5 horse player in the country. The Maven. Number 3, Marshall Graham. Marshall Graham, the professor. Marshall Graham has been in so many tournaments with me, and he has actually knocked me out of a lot of positions to cash a prize. At Sam Houston a few years ago, he knocked me out in the last race. I think I returned the favor the next year, but he won the BCBC. He was at the final table one year. I was at the same final table with him, and he's just a great player that has an analytical mind and is always on a leaderboard. You always have to watch out for Marshall Graham if he's in a tournament near you. The next player is a player that I respect immensely. There's not too many. There's maybe 1 or 2 guys that are better than him at cash games, and that's Frank Mustari. Frank Mustari does his own figures for the Kentucky circuit, most notably Turfway Park. I'm sure he's going to be diving into the boutique meets of the spring and fall meet of Keeneland and probably Churchill. He'll be making his figures there, but he used to do everything at Gulfstream, all of his Gulfstream figures, but he moved from that track to Kentucky. And he's just a cash player. He doesn't play in horse tourneys or horse players. I'm not going to say that he's never done it before, but I honestly cannot remember him ever playing in an online event. As far as horse tourneys and horse players go, with a $2 mythical win place. He's done express bet, twin spires and stuff like that, but that's cash. And I always told him, I said, Frank, if if you spent about $10,000 a year on horse tourneys, you could probably win the NHC tour. Go back and look at about all of the scores. They're all cash game scores. And he's getting like 15,000, 20,000 points or whatever he's getting. So if he would just supplement that with some of the horse players and horse tourneys contests, I truly believe he can win the tour. Now, we were kidding about it recently. He's hoping to retire soon, and if he does, look out for that number 1 spot. And that leads me to the number 1 spot. Who is going to be my number 1 horse player in the country? Well, it's going to be none other than Dylan Donnelly. And Dylan is just a unique player. I haven't seen. I'm just amazed at this kid. I call him a kid like I'm really, really old, but he's only in his 30s. He's gonna do things in this game that are gonna be extraordinary. I was joking on Twitter that people are gonna write books about this kid, and they are. And I think Dylan's mom was liking my reply and all that on Twitter, but. You can see these are just some of the tournaments that he's won, or some of the things that he's done well in the past, or some of his achievements. Second in the NHC Tour, he really should have won it, and I don't want to get into all that. In 2022, he gave it another crack after taking a year off. He finished third. He finished third in the 2020 BCBC, taking down 264 grand. The low sell score there, first and second. The high rollers contest at Tampa Bay, I was there live that day with him when I saw him win that. He won the Pick Your Prize at Monmouth. He just recently won the Santa Anita Derby Challenge for over 35 grand. And of course, just a few weeks ago at the NHC, he finished 5th at the final table, taking home $125,000. I mean, we were joking, like, between his horse, Lovely Idaho, who has won a couple of races, and what he's done at the track playing the ponies and in contest play, he's probably taken down like $300,000. And I bet you if you totaled everything up, it'd be at least $750,000 on up. And he's just getting started. So I'm in a text group with a lot of great horse players, Dylan Donnelly and Frank Mustari being two of them, along with Justin Dew, Steve DeCaspers, Rich Nielsen, my brother Marco, Brent Schraff. And we talk every day just about every day. And of course I have another YouTube channel that people watch for live racing on random days. And what you see here is not even what the public sees from those guys. Pick 6 tickets, pick 5 tickets, huge scores. I mean, we're not even talking about contests. We're talking about 6-figure hits. And, oh, here's a $10,000 try I hit. I mean, Dylan was just in Vegas and put $1,500 to win on a 9-to-1 shot. You know, that was like a basic walk in the park for him. Frank gave out a huge exacta and a 10-to-1 live on air last week. I'm sure he made astronomical money on that. So it's not just what you see in the contest world; it's what I see privately that just amazes me. So look, I strive to be at that level. I mean, have I done well? I've done a lot of things. I've won, a lot of tournaments, got trophies. This was the first trophy I ever won. And yes, I have made it to the final table. This is what they give you when you make it to the final table at the NHC. But, I'm still looking to get better. And talking with these guys every day will make me a better horse player as well. So this is my top 5 list. Dylan Donnelly tops it. And I don't know, man. Who's your top 5 list? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel. And I do want to mention some of the honorable mentions here. Frank's son, Justin Mustari. And he's not on my list. NHC champion. Of course, he doesn't play as often. Does really well at Hawthorne. Does some other things. But he's an NHC champion, the youngest ever. And it's a day I'll never forget when he won it. Mike Mulvihill, awesome player. Not only a great horse player, but a great sports bettor. Mike Samich, great respect for him, great player. Trey Styles, unbelievable player, always on leaderboards. Karen Thornton, awesome player. It's just, and I did want to mention Christian Helmers. For him not to make my top 5 is probably blasphemy, but he does most of his damage out west in California, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but he's a great cash player at California, and that's he's made a lot of big money out there, and he's a legendary name. So put him 6th if you want. It's just hard. It's hard. So you guys tell me who you think is in the top 5. This is a fun video. I did it for the horse players. And Dylan is a guy to be reckoned with. Frank Mustari did say he's going to beat him. Grade 1 gamble next week at Keeneland. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Hope to talk soon. Thanks for joining in. Like and subscribe. And hey, let's cash some tickets later on.